Today's video is going to be how to clean a Ruger LCR. This is the Ruger 5-shot revolver, but we're going to clean this today. First, most important thing is to make sure it is unloaded. There's no ammo in here. We're going to remove the grip as Ruger recommends. Just all you have to do is take out this screw. We'll need a screwdriver for that. And there's a pin that is it's a hammer and trigger mechanism pin that we're going to back out a little bit and put a drop of lubrication in there, and I'll show you how to do that. That's recommended for every 1,000 or so rounds. To clean this gun, what we're going to use is original gun oil. This is safe to use on your polymer firearms. It's not going to damage the finish. It is also non-toxic. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, so we're going to save a step there. Going to use a brush to clean some of the tighter areas. We're going to need a screwdriver as we're going to be removing the grip very briefly. You might need a 1/8 inch punch. You may not. You could probably use a tiny little screwdriver, depending on how tight your pin is, which we'll get to underneath the grip. And I'm going to use a bore snake rather than a rod and patches. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to put just a drop of cleaner in each cylinder. Just kind of let that sit. I'm going to put a drop or a couple of drops in the barrel. Just kind of let that sit in there for a few seconds. And now I'm going to run the bore snake through each. I'm going to run it through the barrel a couple of times, and this is going to clean. This is going to clean the barrel. It has built-in copper brushes to help pull out any deposits that are in there. I'm going to put this through a couple of times, being very careful not to let it rub against the finish. Those copper brushes. I'm going to run it through here a couple of times. Very carefully. All right. I'm also going to run it through each of the cylinders. Get them nice and sparkly clean. Run it through each one of those, one at a time. All right, now I've run it through. Just going to take a nice quick look. Inside, they look great. Take a look down the barrel. The barrel looks good. Looks nice and clean inside. All right. Next thing I'm going to do, I want to clean this pivot area here. It's got some lube in there already. I'm going to put just a drop of this on here, and I'm going to use a brush just to kind of clean around there to make sure there's no dirt. Get that good. Then I'm going to take a rag. I just use cut up t-shirts for rags. I'm going to wipe that real good on all sides. We don't want a whole bunch of solvent or oil laying around to attract dirt. So after you use it, wipe it off as best you can. Still got some in there. One technique I use, put a piece of cloth on there and then use your brush, and the brush will push the cloth down into the nooks and crannies, and it'll remove a lot of that grease. But we want a little lube in there so that this moves nicely. we also want to get the breech face, make sure that is clean. So 1 small drop of oil in there, which is a cleaner. I'm going to clean that off real good. Get all that cleaned up with the rag. Get that nice and clean. All right, the next place we want to clean is right in here. So I'm gonna kind of hold that up with my thumb. Put 1 little drop of oil in there. Kind of use the brush to get any crud out from underneath this. Also want to make sure it's cleaned down around here. So this needs to sit flush. If it doesn't sit flush, you need to get any crud out from underneath here. It's got to sit flush for the cartridges to fit in there properly. So clean this real good. Wipe it up real good. All right, that's looking real good there. Okay. Okay, now we're ready to lubricate the Ruger LCR. So lubrication, one thing we need to do is take the grip off the bottom and carefully pull out this screw. Okay. And then pull the grip straight off the bottom of the gun. So what we're going to do is we're going to push this pin, get an 1/8 inch punch, and just push that a little bit, not too far. So you want to get this come out the other side and just move it out of the way. And what Ruger recommends every 1,000 rounds or so, to just push that out far enough to turn it. That's all the further you want to. You don't want that to come out all the way. Don't pull this out all the way, you're going to have some problems. So with that out, we want to put a couple drops of lubricant right in this hole. Just 1 or 2 drops is all you need. Just want to kind of help that go in there a little bit. Not a lot's going in, so that's good. You don't need much. And then we're gonna wipe off the excess there. All right, and then we're going to line this back up, push it back in flush like that. It's going to push a little oil out. It's going to lubricate the trigger and hammer mechanism in there. So now you're good there. Other places to lubricate. You just want a drop here. Not even a lot, just put a drop. Loosely wipe it off so you're just leaving a little tiny bit on there. So that moves nice and smooth. That's fantastic. And then you want a little drop down on this little pivot area. Again, just a drop. Move that back and forth to work it in a little, and then wipe all the excess off. You know, not too much. You just want just enough to get in there and okay. Got all the excess off of there. And that's it. Now you want to put your grip back on the bottom. Nice and snugged up. Carefully put the screw back in. Just, don't crank that too hard, just nice and snug. Now, making sure that your gun is unloaded, pointed in a safe direction, and work the action 10 or 15 times to kind of move all that lubrication around in the gun. All right, and one last thing you can do is put a little drop of oil on the end of the brush, and you can use that to kind of clean anywhere on the external part that might be a little bit dirty. This is just from being carried. You get a little, it gets a little lint and dust on it. Clean that up a little, and then use your rag to wipe it all down. This gun has good corrosion resistance on the manufacturing process, so it's good to go. So there you have it. Your gun is clean, ready to go. Now you just need to load it back up again, and you're all set. Thanks for watching. Check down in the description below for links to all of the products that I used here today from the original gun oil. There's a coupon code for 10% off on that. All right, thanks for watching.